Hey guys, welcome back to LOI Fan TV. We're back again for our Game Week 15 predictions. Once again, I'm joined by Ross, who I'm actually surprised joined this video today. Between the stick he's getting on Twitter and Shell's recent run of performances, it's not the best to be.
Yeah, next is a bit laggy for me. Might leave it. We leave it for another week. We see what happens.
You packed it in.
Yeah, no, listen, I never shy away. Never shy away. Glad to be here.
Yeah, no, it's been a hard no week to be a Shells fan, to be fair.
Big
But
time.
I suppose as far as jumping into it, we won't start there. We'll save that for later on in the video. But first up, we Cork City playing host to Derry City. Now Cork off the back of their two results over the weekend, they drew with Shamrock Rovers 1-1, and then they had a narrow 3-2 loss to Drogheda away, which you'll probably feel a bit disappointed at conceding the last kick of the game. And then Derry turned over Pats, as we kind of were alluding to. That'd be a tough game for Pats, and it was. Derry got shared this, like, took away all the results there, and then they beat Shells 2-0. So like 6 points from six from Derry. It's a are they going to win the league? Joint second, 1 point off top.
One point off the top. Like it's
Crazy.
just a completely different dynamic to what we were anticipating, isn't it? Like we just kind of, I don't know if we even kind of really writing them off from title
Yeah,
talk. Anyway, we always need to probably be in the European mix, but
yeah.
definitely probably in that conversation now, wouldn't you? You'd have to say. Two big wins, and yeah, it's always a tough place to go. But two big results from against kind of title contending sides, so big statement results from them, and another chance to go back it up now and turn his cross. It's a tough place to go, so won't be an easy game for them as Rovers found a tough place to go, but a good chance for them to get much under 3 points.
Yeah, I was just reading some Derry fans on Twitter talking about kind of their recent run of form and how kind of, on the back end of Rory Higgins' stint, the Brandywell's kind of an easy place to go, teams to go there and pick up points. Whereas now it's looking like, they're really turning it into a fortress. Yeah,
Yeah.
two games against, Pats and Shells, and no goals conceded, 3 goals scored. Like, it's what you want. And to be fair, it's what that team should be delivering. Like, it has quality
Oh,
throughout.
100%.
So I'm delighted to see Tiernan Lynch kind of turn it around there, because like it's kind of like I was kind of looking at that dressing room thinking, Jesus, like maybe there's too many personalities, and it's kind of hard one to
Mm.
go in there and just merge together. But he's doing well.
Yeah,
So
no, the fans seem to be behind him as well. Like he seems to be kind of bringing more excitement to it. I think it's times last year was a bit of a dead place. Like the atmosphere was crap and the football was great to watch. But when there's a bit of excitement in the stands, a bit of excitement on the pitch, like and fans are even buying into what he's doing. So it is great to see from their point of view. And with the money spent on players, it's what you'd expect. But it's still great to see from that kind of dodgy enough start. They're back on track really.
yeah, no, 100%. And then Cork on the other hand, I suppose, yeah, I haven't watched the draw of the game. It looked like they kind of, they kind of let themselves down there as far as not leaving there with something. But against us, yeah, they came out in the second half, and they probably were worth their draw. We had probably the better chances, but they held in there, and that's what you need if you're down the bottom, just to stick around, keep it 1 goal, and take your chances. To be fair, they did. So, but to be fair here, I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure this game goes. Like, obviously, Derry's home,
Yeah.
but I'm not too sure about their away form. And then obviously Cork
Mm.
need Turner's Cross to be a fortress if they want to stay up. So yeah, how do you see this one going?
It's tough, isn't it? Like that kind of Rovers game kind of gives you that belief in Cork that yeah they can really get the fans behind them. I think there was a bit disappointed by the numbers. I think they only had 3,500 in there, and they can usually I think they had 5,500. They're kind of in their heyday, so you'd like to see them get a few more fans in the ground, and maybe it's just being down the bottom that's kind of inevitable. But it's a bit of a shame. But fans that were there made some great noise and kind of were behind that goal, sucking it in nearly, and say Freddie Anderson kind of twatted into the bottom corner, proper centre half finish, wasn't it? Just absolutely buried it. Great strike, but yeah, it was. Yeah, I think they probably were worth it. I was watching the highlights and it seemed like they were kind of worth it in the second half. Rovers had a few chances to probably disappoint. I think Daphne had one in the first half. He definitely should have buried. But yeah, great, good result from this. As you said, the draw again. They'll be disappointed. I suppose the positive is your man, the Dutch striker, got off the mark, which is a bonus. So, it's Daniels, I think his name is, isn't it?
Yeah, Jed Daniels, Gennaro Daniels. Yeah, he's two
Yeah,
goals
he
on
got.
Monday. So
Was it two he got? Was it? Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, so that's a big plus. So yeah, you probably back a. I think you go for a draw. I might go for the same results as Rovers, maybe 1-1 again.
Yeah, I could see it. To be fair, I just, even though it might kind of make sense on paper for Derry to win this game, I'm just not too sure. I think the Cork, will hold their own. Might be some goals in this, kind of similar enough to the draw the Cork game. Probably got to go 2-all.
Yeah,
Yeah, probably a good game for the neutral, but yeah, a tough one to split for sure. But then moving on, we have Waterford playing host to Galway United. I suppose Waterford. three wins on the bounce. Like you could speak best. They played Shells last, but and a new managerial appointment. But Ross, are you rapidly falling out of love with football?
Very good, very good. And the answer is yes. Yeah, I am. Absolutely. No, yeah, for Waterford, it was a fantastic weekend, wasn't it? And one you just couldn't see coming. Like two games in Dublin, 6 points, obviously bows and shells, and the Friday and Monday. It was an unbelievable pair of results. Did they deserve it? Like they probably had a kind of slice of luck in both games, maybe you could say, but. Listen, you'll take all the luck you can get when you're at the bottom of the table. Now they're kind of in that mid-table, in that mix with all the other teams above them, rather than looking behind their shoulder now. And I think this game on the Friday will be the first proper game John Coleman's in charge. I think he's in the stands for the Shells game, but this will be the first game he's fully in charge. It'll be interesting to see how he does. Like it's kind of he has a interesting reputation, doesn't he? Kind of Accrington Stanley and stuff, and maybe not the best ever win record. And I think they probably would have kept that interim. Like, what's his name? Matt Lawler was it? Was the interim? I think probably would have kept him on. I'd say if he, I think he had to go back to the UK for personal reasons or something. So, probably would have kept him on if they could have, because the form they were in under him was fantastic. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see. I'm not sure what to make of the John Coleman appointment. To be interesting, obviously very experienced. But what do you make of it yourself? The appointment?
It's a very niche one. Yeah, it's a weird one because obviously he's at Sligo, following your bar club
Yeah,
about 10, 11 years ago. So, then he went like to have a 10-year stint in the football leagues outrageous. Like, so fair play to him for kind of sticking around for that long. And then obviously like bringing in Danny Ventre, a league winning captain with Sligo Rovers back in 2012. So that's a bit of league viral experience with him. But
yeah,
yeah, it's a very interesting one as we kind of alluded off last week. Like I was expecting to kind of go for a tried and tested like a Stephen Rice or Rory Higgins or someone along those lines. So to go outside the
yeah,
realm, it'd be interesting to see how he gets on. But yeah, by no means I think it's a bad appointment. Like I think he has pedigree, like his football league pedigree, and
yeah,
I'm just really interested to see how he gets on. And obviously, the meme, and the league. It's a good
yeah.
bit of good publicity. So.
He's a good character, isn't he? Like he seems a good character. Like, there could be a few good quotes in him, a few rivalries and stuff. Like,
Yeah, yeah, it's nice. It's kind of nice to have like someone from the past in the league coming back in with a bit of a bit of history in the game, a bit
yeah,
of skin in the game. So yeah, to be honest, like looking here, I don't know how this is going to go. Like as far as Waterford season, they're at a bit of a crossroads. Like they're 1 point off Shells, which is crazy to think. Considering we were saying they could probably get relegated after Keith Long initially left.
yeah.
So I just don't know. It's a weird season for Waterford. You almost have to sit back and see how it plays out. But then Galway, on the other hand, kind of
Nightmare every weekend.
a crap weekend, two
Yeah.
losses. Not ideal at all, is it?
No, no. Very disappointed. I suppose they're two tough enough games, but you'd expect them to maybe even got 1-1 or a couple of points on the board or something, you know. I think they can maybe feel a little hard done by against Pats. I think just from watching back the highlights, maybe it's just Pats fans watching, they can let me know if I'm wrong on this, but it looked like Pats were a little bit lucky to win that game 2-0. Maybe it was a little bit wasn't the kind of the scoreline didn't reflect the actual game. I think Zaka Bazzetti's strike was massively deflected into the bottom corner from a strike from distance. And then Galway, I think Pat's the man sent off. Galway are piling on the pressure, tons of chances. Moses Dyer had one in the first half, just off the line. I think he was maybe 2 or 3 yards out. I don't know how he didn't score. Loads of chances in the second half. So I think that the score didn't fully reflect that. So maybe a little bit unlucky there. But Pat's obviously having Keenan and Forrester back was probably a bit of a shock to them going into the game nearly. Um, obviously the Bows game then 2-1 defeat in the last minute of the game, and I didn't see it. I just kind of saw some of the goals, and they concede from a set piece in the last minute of the game. Probably what's most frustrating about it. It's kind of their bread and butter really. It's set pieces, and Caulfield and Horgan be devastated with that. So yeah, I think it's just a very disappointing weekend. I'll be looking to bounce back for sure, but tough game, very tough game.
Yeah, tough one. A tough one to split. Yeah, obviously Waterford in a good form. Galway, be kind of anxiously anticipating to get a good result here. So, Joe, I might go with another draw here. Maybe a 1-1.
These are the types of games that make me think, like, why do you even do these videos? Because like this is impossible. Like,
I don't even know. Like remember, like there was like a phase there where Galway were always beating Waterford last season because
yeah,
the first season they both came up from. I don't know. Like you could flip a coin on it, but I'll just say
yeah,
one off for the sake of the prediction.
yeah. Safe shout, isn't it? It's a safe shout. Yeah, I'll go because Galway haven't conceded a few more goals than last year, and they're not as kind of resolute at the back, and they're scoring a few more obviously in the other end. So maybe I'll just go for Galway to nick it, see a bit of a reaction. I'll go for 2-1 Galway, but it's that's completely like it's obviously draw guesses, but that's a complete like it could literally go anyway, and it wouldn't be a surprise. So, yeah, I'll go for two on Galway though.
Yeah, yeah, no, that'd be a huge result for Galway. Um, but yeah, I suppose moving on then to the showground, Sligo Rovers are playing host to Bohemians. Yeah, Sligo Rovers over the weekend. A decent result to draw that, to be fair. 2-0 down in that game to come back and claw back to get a point. You take that, and then obviously on the Monday, playing Rovers, very tough task. 2-0, not the worst scoreline. You could go down there, as you saw Cork on a Monday, go down there 4-1 and concede fours and
Yeah.
fives. So not the worst. And then on the other hand, Bohemians would be laughing. We'll be laughing at Monday's game. They won't be laughing at Friday. Obviously, a bit of a blip there on
Mm.
Friday to Waterford, but then last kick of the game wasn't even a kick, but Sean Gren, like, unbelievable. A brace down in Galway, and yeah, they've the most wins in the league. Is that still the case?
Most wins, yeah, I think so. Yeah, because I don't think they've drawn a game yet this season.
Oh no,
Uh,
loss. Yeah.
yeah, it's just bizarre. Like it's like that Breaking Bad scene with Jesse Pinkman. Like he can't keep getting away with it. Like, like how many last minute winners are they going to score? Like what's that three in the last few weeks? Is it Pats, yourselves, and now this?
Yeah.
Um, yeah,
Cork
it's
game was 85th minute.
yeah, late enough as well. Yeah, so
Started
like it's just crazy.
first off.
But to be fair to Bows, I know we've given them enough stick over last while and stuff, and under a bad form. But like a few of the results, maybe obviously last in the winners, it's a bit of luck, but they definitely have improved performances. Like, and we got a touch on last week. Like Rennie has definitely not lost the dressing room, and he's kind of getting the fans back on side now a little bit. Even at the Waterford game, there wasn't as much hostility towards them as there would have been maybe a few weeks ago if that result had happened. There was kind of a bit more positivity, and they kind of got clapped off in bits and pieces. So like sure, even the Tala game wasn't there any out chance of 2-0 and stuff like not that long ago. Like, so yeah, he's really turned it around. In fairness to him, so we have to give him his credit where it's due. And I guess like you look at it and you kind of forget to Stephen O'Donnell there as well. They have experience there, pen there, like they've good League of Ireland characters and experience in that dressing room to kind of see they've been through these bad patches before and they can get through them. So, and experience. And Stephen O'Donnell's like arguably could be managing the Premier Division side himself. Like obviously he has had a few stints before and won the FAI Cup, so they've got a decent kind of coaching staff there, I guess. It's just can they keep going with these last minute winners or like but the thing is they are playing better. They are playing better in fairness, so I give them a lot of credit. But it's tough game. Sligo is it's kind of a hard one to call Sligo at the minute. The 2-2 game with Drogheda, they'll be happy enough. I think Will Fitzgerald, I don't know if you saw the game, but he seemed to really perform well on that left hand flank, involved in both the goals. So he's crucial. And if he can get that John Mountney, who's been playing poorly enough, I think he's been coming off a lot. In these games, I think that's an area of concern for Bowes maybe to look at is if Will Fitzgerald can get that Mountney. It could be a long night for Bowes and there. So interesting game. It's kind of tough to call, but on the Bowes front, it's a funny one, isn't it? All these late winners. What do you make of them?
I don't know what to make of it, to be honest. I haven't watched enough of them to kind of, have a proper opinion on it, but it does seem like, as you said, they can't keep on getting away with this. Like it's happened so many times. They're like, surely those can't go on, but
Yeah,
it
yeah,
can.
they can. Yeah. Oh, Mick McCarthy. Like.
Oh, proper the memes are in full flow today. But
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, gee, I don't know. Like they have the players. I've always said this. They have the players.
Yeah,
They should be where like they're fifth now. That should be at least where they are.
yeah.
So yeah, like you on paper you'd expect them to go down here and beat Sligo, but on the other hand, Sligo like for 3 points away from Cork, and then but the gap between Sligo and Waterford is 9 points. So like you're almost thinking now, let's just stay in touch and distance with Cork and we'll take it.
Yeah, I think that's unique. That's important, isn't it? To kind of keep within one result of them, like, and just stick at it, like.
So even like it's Cork obviously at Derry, so that'd be a tough game. So even if Sligo just gets something out of this Bows game and they get at home, to be honest, they probably should. And then obviously like there was controversy. I don't know if you saw it on Twitter. John Russell commented on the Conor Malley after the Shamrock Rovers game,
Yeah,
and he was saying, yeah, no, he's been left out because of how he's been. He didn't give much away about Pernies because of how he's training and how he's playing. And yeah, like by arguably like Sligo's best player last season. And he's been linked with like moves in the off season across the water into Rovers, and yeah, from now to not be involved at all in the big bottom of the league, it's a very weird one, isn't it?
I wonder if there was a bit of a sour taste in his mouth. I think if he wanted to go to a role, I think Shells were after him as well. If he wanted to move, and they wouldn't let him or whatever. It'd be interesting to see if it was a bit of kind of the relationship was a bit kind of tainted after that or something. I think Russell made comments previously as well, kind of criticised him a little bit to try and it was kind of seemed to try and get a reaction out of him, and it obviously hasn't worked. He's not training well apparently, and yeah, it's just a huge shame for Sligo because obviously kind of a thin enough squad as is, and he's probably one of the more higher paid players in the team, so you want to be getting him in there week in week out, but. It's a good move from Russell. I think Russell has the backing of the fans. It's the backing of the board there. He can make these decisions and do what's best for the club, really. I think if they went down, they'd stick with him and stuff like that. I don't think there's a huge pressure on him to like really kind of pander to players' demands and stuff. So I think he's doing the right thing, and he's dead right in terms of keeping his head down and kind of having those standards. You know?
Yeah, yeah, 100%. I suppose as far as this game goes, it's a tough one, isn't it? Like I don't want to go with another draw. I've already went for two draws, but like this
Yeah,
game
I know.
screams a draw to me. I just think like Sligo will be need to get something out of this. Will they? They probably will, but then again, Bows you can't write them off, especially after a recent run of form. So I'm probably gonna go 2-1 Bohemians. What do you reckon?
Yeah, yeah. I feel like going for Bows because when I predict Bows to win, they lose. Whenever I pick them to lose, they win. So I pick them to win. Yeah, I'll go for Bows to win. I'll go. I'll go 1-1. I'll go 1-1 actually. In hindsight, but yeah, I don't know. I'll pop back up again from one of our clips from on Twitter about a couple of weeks ago from commenting at the quarter point of the season with the jerseys. Did you see all that? On Twitter, and those fans picking up on it again last week. I think it's over 50,000 views on Twitter now. So that video is really well and truly popped off. A lot of people getting their kind of stick in, you know.
Oh yeah, that's one. That's like yeah, that's like the Rory Jennings Haaland video at this point.
Yeah.
Just lingering. It's lingering for you.
Yeah.
But I suppose
It
that
was
as
true
far
at the time. It was true at the time.
it was to be fair, but it was almost like that got played in the Daily Mount dressing room, and they were like, "No,
Yeah.
turn this around now."
Yeah. Say I saved Alan Reynolds' job. I saved it like
You're the catalyst for change, and
yeah,
well, give him a ticket, see for life, a season ticket for life. Let him in.
yeah.
But yeah, I suppose moving on to yeah, your boys seventh place Shelburne playing host to St. Pat. So say it one more time. Seventh place
champ,
Shelburne.
champion Shelburne.
Did I break up there? Do I need to say it again?
Oh,
Oh, keep
listen,
through it.
yeah. Do you want the short answer or the long answer?
Oh, I want the nitty gritty.
I think there's a lot more to it than that makes the eye kind of thing. You know, like um, the Derry game was very poor, but when I'm looking at it, okay, breaking it down, Shells every year under Duff, we've evolved. First year, uh, got to the FAI Cup final, safe in the league first year, up from the Premier Division or from the first division. Second year, qualified for Europe, and then the third season, obviously champion. So I think Duff now is like, okay, this team needs to evolve again into a team that is going to be able to compete at the top of the table. Because at the end of last season, we were struggling for form. We were kind of just getting through it and just about licked it in the end, really. And we were struggling that after the loss of Jarvis and Malloy. So Duff is looking at it, probably thinking, I want to evolve this team. I want to become competing with Shamrock Rovers like on a consistent basis year in year out. St. Pat's, we need to evolve as a team. Can't just be this tough team to break down. We need to evolve. Like you've seen Drogheda this season have a lot of luck with this kind of low block system and not concede many goals and nicking it. But I don't think over 5 year period that's a sustainable model to have 25% possession in every game and to win the leagues. It's not a sustainable model. So Duff is trying to evolve into this kind of possession based team, controlling games and evolving from there. We went to Derry, I think we had 60 to 65% possession. That's unheard of in seasons gone by to go up there and have that much possession. Obviously lost 2-0. Sam Bowen at the back is not up to it, to be honest. That's simply put. I don't want to be too harsh. He seems like a lovely lad. He's just not good enough. And truth be told, I play at an amateur level. I'd fancy my chances up front against him personally. I think I'd nick a goal if I was playing. Do you know what I mean? So he's just not up to it. He's not up to it. So he is a big. Obviously, sorry, Paddy Barrett is a big loss there. He's just no replacement at all. The Derry game was not good enough though from a number of people. Like I think Lunny's pass back to him and all was not good enough. And then you move on to Waterford's game. You're hoping to see a reaction. You're hoping to do it again. Again, we have 75% possession. We've loads of chances. And Connor Kearns has this moment of madness. It's a shocking error 3 minutes into the game and just puts on the back foot instantly. and we're 1-0 down, chasing the game, and Waterford can sit in and soak up the pressure to try and break them down again. And listen, we had chances meatball in the first half. It's a nearly borderline unforgivable miss, like 1-on-1 with the keeper. And we hit the bar. We had loads of chances. Waterford had a couple of chances as well, but I think we had so many chances in that game. 75% possession again. So it's just frustrating, but I think it is. It's not. We're not far away. We're not too far away. I don't think. I think it's just a case of sticking with it, and fans being patient as we evolve into this next stage of the team. And it might need a couple more players. Might need a couple of players to lead the club. A few more brought in. But I don't think we're a million miles away from it just clicking and a few results. Like I think we're only 5 or 6 points off the top. Like still, even after a disastrous weekend, so it's not the end of the world. I think we need to be patient with Duff here and let him just change this team into what it is. But at the moment, it's okay. We're keeping possession, but we're missing something in both boxes, and that's Paddy Barr. It's probably Sean Boyd. He's missed the last few games as well, and they're probably our two best players from last season. In the running, so it's kind of clear in that way as well. The short answer is Paddy Barr and Sean Boyd is missing. That's the reason we're losing games.
Yeah, it doesn't look good from the outside. He's having all his possession, but not much to show for it. And I suppose it begs the question, like Kev Doherty probably looking at it and saying, what's the point? Obviously sustainability over a long period of time was your answer to that question. But yeah, I don't know, like Paddy Barrett, like I feel like there's a lot of pressure getting put on him coming back from injury here. I personally think it's a lack of recruitment in defensive areas, like we even alluded to in the off season. Like there was
100%.
probably one or two more players needed, and probably extra cover centre out to really replace Gab Malloy, and then a fullback as well. So it's probably been to your detriment, hasn't it? Like you've had to result to this way of playing the back three because of your lack of defenders. So
yeah.
I don't know.
So Mark Coyle's playing in there. It's Sean Gannon sets back three. It's kind of like Ledwidge is arguably best as a left full. Coyle's a midfielder. Gannon's a right back, and that's our back three. Like we don't have a natural centre half in there. Like so, it's just yeah, it's not great.
It's like when Liverpool in the lockdown season had the Van Dijk injury and they were playing. I was in Quebec and who else?
Not Phillips is it?
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of reminiscent of that. Like it's like there's this huge player injured for you, and you're just trying to make up for it, and you can't. But yeah, I'm kind of worried for you here. Like obviously, Pats are coming to town. They'll be hurting as well after losing to Derry. But yeah, like I don't know. Like Talca Park was such a fortress for Shells last season, and now teams are coming there, and like Drogheda have won, Waterford have won. The Galway Holdies there 2-2 there the week before. Like we took something. I just feel actually can't remember the last time Shells,
beat Bows. That was the last one. Beat Bows.
Yeah, and Jesus, that was like that was like 2 weeks before Bows start becoming good again. So like that's it's just ridiculous to be honest. But here, yeah, I don't fancy these here to be honest. I'm probably 2-1 Pats, I'd say. And they'll probably have enough quality, especially now with Keane. I don't know if I thought Keane is close to coming back. I don't know if he came off the bench over the weekend.
Keane started last Friday.
There you go.
Yeah.
I just think they'll have too much quality. And I think Hughes will be hurt. But then again, Duff tries and when
I think it's the type of game that nearly suits us to have though in a way, do you know what I mean? Like it's the kind of I know if I don't know if Boyd and Barrett, I'm kind of giving up hope on them from not getting hopes about them coming back in, but it's the type of game that like might just suit us to have in terms of Pats won't sit in, they'll come out and there will be a bit more space to exploit in bits and pieces, and I think Duff will have I think there has to be a reaction from those two results. I think there just has to be. So I completely understand why you're going for a Pats win, but it's just I just think there will be a reaction. I think could be another draw, but yeah, I don't know. I think there will be a reaction. And I haven't been that impressed by Pats either, to be honest.
Pats aren't. I'm not impressed with Pats. But I just think I don't know. I it's just a weird one with Shells. Like they've got a load of these. It's like Rovers at a point like last season. Like we've all these midfielders. And we're trying to shoehorn them all in. It's just not working. I feel like there needs to be more structure. And but yeah, I suppose. You're leaning towards the draw. But what's scoreline? Do you think?
Yeah, I think so. I'll probably go 1-1.
1-1. Yeah, and to be fair, probably wouldn't be the worst result for you as well. Just kind of stop the rot a little bit, like bananas can Pats.
Yeah, 2 big games, Pats, and then I think Bow's away next week, so it's 2 big games for it to kind of. If you win them both or something, like you can make your season, you can back on track. Or if you lose them both, it's the pits. So the 2 massive games.
Yeah, 2 huge ones. And then I suppose moving on to Tala, then finally, Top of League Drogheda come to play second place Shamrock Rovers. A huge game. It's on the box as well on Friday. So I can imagine there'd be lots of people tuning in from a neutral perspective. But yeah, from a Shamrock Rovers perspective, 4 points picked off over the weekend. To be honest, I was quite disappointed with the Cork result. Like we should have been out of sight, and then we kind of could see the stupid goal, kind of the standard case us for second half coming out and looking under par. And yeah, we just couldn't take our chances. So that was very frustrating on a Friday. But then we backed it up with a good result against Sligo on Monday. And then I suppose moving on to Drogheda, and they'll be disappointed with their Friday result as well, 2-0 up away to Sligo, and I
Yeah.
saw last at the end of the game there was a block on the line with a hand, so they feel very unfortunate there. But then they had their own slice of luck on the Monday against Cork with their penalty in the stoppage time. So look, it kind of these things kind of balance themselves out over the course of the
Yeah.
season. So yeah, I suppose what do you think about this one?
Yeah, two kind of very similar weekends for yourselves and Drogheda in a way. Actually, there's points that you probably both be annoyed by on the Friday and two wins, both winning on the Monday. So yeah, it's interesting. One, it's a good game to call, isn't it? Like Drogheda is a completely different kind of proposition to what you'd expect from last season or whatever. So yes, it's a really really hard game to call. I suppose the pitch will definitely suit Shamrock Rovers and kind of being able to connect the ball wide and great chances and stuff. So you'd imagine that they'll dominate all the ball, but Drogheda resolute, even in the Aviva last year, big pitch against Derry, so resolute defensively, really good shape about them, really hard to break down. Have a threat. I think Douglas James Taylor's back in the side now, isn't he? Might even sure he's starting because Davis and Alua have been so good. But obviously a great option to have. So yeah, this is a really really difficult game to predict.
Yeah, it is a bit of a difficult game. It's the sort of game that we'd give up a stupid goal and not win the game. But yeah, I suppose for us, we win, we go top. I think that'll be Bradley's team talk, and I think it's important now. 14 games in, we win this game, and the medicine's done. Like we're in the full swing of the season, and yeah, we need to win this game. I'm probably going to go towards a 1-0 win. I just think we'll kind of approach this as a really. I don't think we're going to underestimate Drogheda. I think if this is like a Monday night game and Drogheda we're in top, I think we wouldn't win this game because we underestimate them and they'd nick something. But here I think we'll take them seriously and we'll just have enough quality to beat them. So yeah, I'm gonna go 1-0.
Yeah, I think it's Jack Brown could be crucial. Like and get him on the ball and creating chances and bits and pieces and yeah, getting the ball wide and the young lad came on. What's his name? Victor something, isn't it? Victor. Yeah,
Oh,
young lad. Uh,
yeah,
he looked good against Cork when I saw just a couple of the clips and got down the line well and it's a piece. So he might hopefully get some minutes as well. But yeah, Danny Grant and stuff. You just think that Rovers might just have enough to nick it, especially at home. I'll go 2-1 Shamrock Rovers, but maybe a very, very uncomfortable game. I could easily see a draw here, to be honest, but I'll go for Rovers to nick it.
yeah. I could definitely see that. But I suppose before we finish up, I have to touch off probably the talking point of the week. Your gaffer and my gaffer, Damien Duff versus Stephen Bradley. Handbags.
Handbags, yeah. Trying to sell
Going
some tickets if it gets into the arena, isn't it? Trying to sell some tickets.
that's been called off now. They've got their Shell's out there announcing their ticket sales for that Shamrock Rovers game for the home fans. I think there was a threshold of 24,000 that they had to kind of hit in order for it to be profitable, and I was looking, nip and tuck. So they parked that one, but yeah, as
It
far
was a
as
Friday. It was never. It was such a stupid. Months notice on a Friday night when all the other games are on. You're not going to get any neutral fans. No families coming out. You have it on Sunday afternoon like you had against yourselves and Bows. Get all the neutrals. Get lots of families packed it out with kids, whatever, and
yeah,
you do it. But a Friday night is just never going to happen. Like
yeah, it seemed a little bit rushed, and it's kind of you probably would prefer to save it for maybe the final round of fixtures.
and to be honest, personally, I don't think any of these games, league games, should be in the Viva anyway. That was my stance at the start of the season, and I stick by that now. So I know you feel differently, but
Yeah, well, obviously, like, look, obviously, I've been there. I think if clubs can make money, by all means, make money. And if it raises the profile of the league, I think it's a good thing. But yeah, look, I get that perspective as well. You just kind of need to, focus on the bigger challenge here, which is obviously, improving your own stadium rather than just going to the Aviva for the
yeah,
big occasions.
exactly.
But I suppose with this Stephen Bradley, Damien Duff conundrum. That's just a quick run through. So this all began at full time when Shamrock Rovers played Shelburne. It was 2-2. And Damien Duff went down the tunnel, didn't shake Stephen Bradley's hand. And then after it kind of went a bit quiet after the game. And then this all was brushed back up by Stephen Bradley's comments and his program notes. Basically, saying it was the lack of respect by Duff, and then Damien Duff responded by saying, Stephen Bradley's been invited into the doll, and he feels like he can speak on whatever, which he's alluding back to Damien Duff's comments before the Rovers game, where he said Kerr McElroy was the best centre mid in the league, and Bradley said, "This is such a he said, she said, isn't it?"
Oh,
So
so funny, isn't it? Like,
so Bradley basically said, Damien gets carried away with himself. We got Matt Healy. And then Bradley then came back and said, well, look, he shook my hand before the game, so why didn't he shake it after? So yeah, here we are. What do you make of this one?
it's great. It's great, isn't it? It's fantastic. Like it's just box office. I'd say the two biggest names in the league, players included, like they're the two biggest names in the league. And I
Yeah.
think the Rovers Shells rivalry has been a little bit too nicey the
Yeah.
last 2 years. And I think this is brilliant. I think this is great. And listen, I would always be a proponent of it. Like, always be a person that would say, I think people should shake hands at the end of a game, no matter what. Like, and I'd always advocate for that. But it's tough, isn't it? Like, he has a one or two screws loose, and I think that makes him so great, doesn't it? Really. And he said Baddy didn't deserve it. Maybe he didn't deserve it.
Yeah, it's a it's a mad one. Part of me, there's this little part of my brain that says, "Are those two having a pint?" You know, you're having a pint down the country on a Saturday. Say, will we just start this? Will we? Will we just
Yeah, yeah.
they've been good for so long, and this is came. It's like it doesn't make sense almost. This coming out of nowhere.
So,
And
yeah,
and
yeah.
you have Bradley Heimer, they met for a coffee, and now they're best friends, and now Duffer and Bradley hate each other. So it's
Yeah.
it's
But
just
Baddy does be yapping a bit too much more, like in those, doesn't he? He'd be commenting on all sorts, so like he needs to rein it in a little bit. Like,
listen, you have to shake hands. The game of respect. Don't shake it. Don't shake hands before. If you shake hands before, you should shake hands after. But at the same time, I could see, it's a bit of deflecting from Duff maybe with Shell's recent run of
oh,
form.
I think that it's nearly like it's very Mourinho-esque, isn't it? Like
Yeah,
it's very kind of like no one's talking about the match. Like no one's talking about the well, people are talking about it, but it isn't the headline. Like the headline is Bradley and Duff war words. It's not Shells are winless in five or whatever. Like,
yeah. It's a bit. I think maybe maybe Duff thinks the Shells are getting a bit too nice again, and maybe he from the top he's kind of inserting that bit of a bit of grit and a bit of a chip on the shoulder. He's getting the chip back on the shoulder. Um.
yeah,
So
I
yeah,
think
no,
that's where Shells operate best is that kind of us against the world mentality. And it is tough to win a league and then to go again next season. It is sometimes a bit tough to get that motivation going again. I'm sure you maybe found it like last year at the start of last season and stuff. It is kind of like sometimes you need that little bit of a, I don't know, chip in your shoulder to kind of get you going again.
yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, it's an interesting one. To be honest, I kind of want to see it go on. I feel like it'd be a bit bad for the league if this kind of, well, me and Damien met for a coffee, on this
That won't be
weekend, and it's
happening.
all sorted. No, this
Yeah,
needs to go on. This needs to brew in the background. I think it's
100%. We needed like a title decider end of the season, the two of them
yeah,
staring up to
yeah.
each other and all sorts. Like,
Yeah, because there's so many dynamics there as well. Obviously, Joey O'Brien, you Dave McAllister, who Bradley both managed, and then
yeah.
obviously Damien Duff was a part of Rovers at 1.2 with the 17. So yeah, it's very interesting. So yeah, long may it continue.
Yes, because that's not what you think down in the comments over though, because it'd be interesting to hear what you think, because it is an interesting one.
Yeah, it's a mad one. Yeah, look, as we kind of touching off, like it is great for the league, especially now, and obviously that Bradley. It's kind of like this triangle of Bradley, Highbar, and Duff, and
Yeah,
they're like, right, who am I going to kill this week?
yeah.
Who fight?
Sure, Harmer and Baddy went for a coffee, I think, didn't they, or something? I saw that as well.
Yeah, they went for a coffee, and Bradley was like, he's a very insightful, unique way of thinking, and he thinks he's good for Irish football. So, and he heard out Bradley as well, and then Bradley was like, well, look, he paid for the coffee, so happy days.
Yeah. But
So they're
fair play
sort
to
of
him for because I don't remember last time national manager, international manager met up with an LO management. So it is only a positive thing. Fair play to Heimer for taking the time. Like,
Yeah, and that's it. And look, like I was very peed off by his comments before Christmas about kind of players getting moved off the back of our Europa Conference League campaign. But to be fair, since that he's made a conscious effort. Went to the games, and even when he's speaking about Ireland, qualifying, he's like saying, "Well, look." With the Senegal game, he's like, well, look, we need to be playing these sort of teams for when we qualify. So he's speaking in a when sense rather than an if. And he's making
yeah,
an effort with the league. He's up in Finn Harps, away at Sligo, at Tala, talking to Bradley. So, like, look, like you have to commend an effort being made.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, so I suppose guys, there we have it. There's our Game Week 15 League of Ireland Premier Division predictions. Yeah, let's try to get to 25 likes this week, lads. Leave a like, and then if you're new, please subscribe. And yeah, let us know in the comments your predictions and what have you made of all the comments we've discussed so far. So yeah, Ross, thanks very much.
Look, thanks for that. Take it easy, guys.